What is up, my tribal people? Welcome back to the Pree Da Production YouTube channel. And just a reminder that these are only short clips. And if you want to listen to the full podcast, make sure you click the first link in the description below. Alternatively, you can type in Pree Da Podcast in all your audio listening platforms. And make sure you keep on liking and subscribing. And we back, baby. So I wanted to talk about the A1 challenge.
Yeah, A1.
With Etta Bond. That's how I have found your page.
A1 day one, put it on a roster. Said there's plenty more fish in the sea, but you know me and my head looking for the lobster. Serious, bougie taste, they call me picky. Take my time, I don't do cookies. I'm trying to get into something sticky.
You know my pussy A1. You are now listening to Pree Da Podcast with your host Majaro.
Yo, what is up, my tribal people? Welcome back to another episode of Pree Da Podcast. I know it's been a minute, but, you know, good things come to those who wait. And on today's episode, we've got a very special guest. I know I say it all the time, but coming on as one of the UK's up-and-coming MCs, we got gal like LDOT. Gunshots.
Yeah, man, I had the people.
Yeah, man. Yo, what are you telling me? Welcome to the tribal circle. How you
know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be invited into the circle. You know what I'm saying? I see what you got going over here. I see the vibes. So I'm happy to be in the circle.
Good. We love to hear it. So, LDOT, tell me how you started making music. For those who don't know, where did it all begin?
I mean, I think it starts with the family, like having a musical family. So my dad's musical. Like, you know, my aunt plays piano, my cousins play violin, all different instruments and stuff like that. So family's always been musical, so I've always been surrounded by it. Mum just loves music. So in school, I studied music as well, like music production and stuff, which is still a lot of the techniques and stuff that I use now. So just being so like, having it as such a big part of my life, it was kind of natural for me to start making it myself.
Yeah, it was ingrained from birth, from the womb and that.
Literally, you know, you just come out 1 minute you're dancing, then you just realize this kid never stops. That was me. Kid that just always dancing, always rapping to someone's song, and like the way I would remember lyrics for songs was like flawless. I'll just be recapping old stuff even now, word for word.
People be like, yo, how does she know this?
Yeah, where am I storing this in my brain? I don't even know. I don't know where that info is coming from.
So like the way I found you was through social media, like, you know, most of the rappers and MCs that I've brought on the show, like I just saw something in you. Like you did a verse on a track with Etta Bond called A1, and I was like, yo, who's this? Let me just go on the socials real quick. I found you. I was like, okay, let me look at the, you know, Discovery, saw a couple tracks. I was like, yo, this person's got potential. So, I hit you up and I was like, we got to do something. We've got to bring some more people to your platform to listen to you. And we spoke and you told me that, as part of growing up, your brother was an MC and you guys are like going back and forth.
Yeah, so growing up, my brother's kind of into music as well. He kind of fell off and went into the football lane. And I stayed in the music lane. But initially, he was a little bit of an MC, and that was, when grime was like the thing out. We're talking like Lord of the Mics, DVDs. That time when people were really rapping in the basement on the stairs.
Yo, in the trenches.
Mike sometimes, Skepta just going crazy, Wiley, all them, man. So in that era of like DVDs, my brother was on it. And of course, I wanted to just be on it. You see your older siblings and stuff, you're like, okay, cool, my dad does this music thing, my brother's doing the music thing. I'm like, all right, let's get involved. So I started writing my little bars in my little book. And then when I just came to my brother and I was like, look, I want to rap to you. And then obviously at the time, it probably wasn't great, but it was probably better than what he expected. So he was like, all right, like, what's your name? I didn't have no name. So then he kind of gave me my name, and then that's where that relationship came from. And I still have that name now. My name now is just an evolution of that. Because
the name LDOT, right? Some people probably think like, oh, LDOT, T.E.E. We've heard so many variations on that dot, but why, how did it come about that, LDOT was the final name that
final resting place?
Yeah.
So, like I said, when I wrote those original little bars and I kind of went to my brother, I was like, look, I want to be a rapper as well. Like, what are you saying?
Can you put man on?
Yeah, he was like, He said, well, all right, what's your name? I didn't have a name. So then he was like, how about Little Miss Rockers? And obviously I just love my brother. So I was just like, yeah, that's it. This is the best name I've ever heard. So I was just Little Miss Rockers. And then as I grew up, I didn't want to be Little Miss anymore. So I changed to Lady Rockers.
Lady. And
then that just got transformed to LDOT Rockers, which just got shortened to LDOT. People just started calling me, yo, LDOT. I was like, cool, I'm LDOT. So it's one of those ones where I know it's a name that people are kind of like, what is that? Where does it come from? But because I know the root of the name, like I'm attached to it. It has a story for me behind it. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? It comes from my family, really. So I think I'm always going to keep that name, to be honest.
Yeah, and you can get the origin story from Pree Da Production / Pree Da Podcast. So if you want, anyone asks, what does your name mean? How did it come about? Just say, I did a podcast with Vajaro, just hit him up and then you'll be able to see.
Exactly. I go send him the link and be like, watch this real quick.
Literally. Add you to the email list.
You know what I mean? Mail outs.
So, being a female rapper, female MC at the start, and even sometimes today, do you feel like you have to, push more boundaries? Did people didn't take you seriously, or they were like, oh, who's this little girl thinking she's nice and blah, blah, blah. Did you have to proper fight your corner? And because them days there, you didn't see a lot of female rappers like that, and even today. But at the same time, you can tell the levels and leaps that female rappers are doing their thing. They're really doing
right now we're in. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right now we're in. Women are hot right now. But I think I've always been conscious of that perception of girls don't really rap, or girls rap, but what are you really saying?
Oh,
Girls really bringing it to the table. I think because, like I said, at the time that I started rapping, it was very male dominant, even more so than now. So I've always been conscious of making sure that if I step to this music table, I'm going to have substance.
Yeah.
So for me, substance has always led in my music. So I've always led with the bars. Do you know what I mean? Music for me wasn't necessarily about making things that made people dance and making catchy radio songs. Sometimes when you grow up, you realize, all right, cool, maybe I need one or two of those so people understand.
Yeah.
And then you think, some of my favorite rappers are J. Cole. When you think about J. Cole, you're thinking lyrics, storytelling.
Straight bars.
A whole other segment, which is not people dancing and making TikToks and all that kind of stuff. So me being a fan of that kind of music, I guess that was probably more what I tried to emulate, so that when I did rap for people had to really take it in and be like, hold on, she's barring a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got a little satin here.
Exactly. Because, the typical thing that was said back in the day, and even, a lot of the time today, because, in some aspects is very true. They'd be like, oh, female rappers, all they talk about is, how much, how wet their pussy is, and, how big their ass is.
Bare twerking, bare batty this, batty that. Yeah, I took your man, spent the money in the grand.
Exactly. That's how it is. But, it's refreshing finding, artists and musicians that are female who do have substance and do have a story to tell. It's not always, wet ass P word. Sometimes it's, man's getting out of the trenches, I've got to feed my family, X, Y, and Z, just telling a real story. And, that's what I could see in some of your songs. And, but the first song, before we get there, actually, we talked earlier and you thought I was going to just let this slide, but I remember you saying you were part of a group. When did this come? So from starting, and be with your brother, how old was that?
So crazy. Next time we're definitely talking single. We're talking single digit, going double digit ages. So we're really talking 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere there.
And then when did you enter the group?
Literally, probably when I got to secondary school. So I met them all at secondary school. We went to the same school. It was kind of science class, we're in the back rapping, those kind of vibes. So it was really authentic. And it was just yeah, you like music, I like music, I like music. Yeah, you're kind of cool, you're kind of cool. Let's just kind of do this thing together. So it was probably about, 8, maybe about 8. It might have even been year 7. It might have been straight from the jump when we got there. Might have been a couple weeks in. Because definitely one of the boys in the group, I was just one of my friends. As soon as I landed in secondary school, the day we went to school, we met each other. We've never stopped being friends since. And the other one, he kind of became one of our friends as well, probably a few months in. So we've known each other literally for ages. And yeah, we're firmly in a group together where we only made music with each other. F2D is the name of that group.
Jeez, big up the F2D
you know
crew.
what I mean? We got out a few songs. We used to actually have, so this was really before all the streaming stuff, you know, before everyone's all doing Spotify, Apple Music. This is just iTunes days, you know what I mean? When you could put the song out for someone to buy, but people wasn't really streaming it. Like YouTube was kind of the place people were going to.
And SoundCloud as well.
Exactly, SoundCloud, places like that. So we used to upload the music to like YouTube. We'd make like little videos. Like, it's so mad. We even made one video on the laptop, you know, like took the laptop outside, holding like, because we're just kids in secondary school, but we're like, people need to hear this. So how are we going to do it? We got a camera in the laptop. We used to had my brother holding the laptop, moving backwards, like the things that we did and put together. We used to record in the kitchen. Yeah, all of that. We used to record in the kitchen, the mics out. My mum used to be coming in with the shopping, and we used to stop the recording, go to the car, help my mum bring in all the shopping, come back. We're trying to record while she's trying to pack away.
Yeah.
We're standing in front of the fridge. She's like, "Excuse me, can I get in there?" Like, yes, cut that tape, cut that tape.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. But yeah, it was in a group. And then I think it kind of naturally just dispersed out of like age. We all went to like different paths at university type of stage. Like, I went to Birmingham, one of them went to Wolverhampton, one of them stayed in London, started working. So we kind of split out and started living our lives separately.
Have you still got some videos still out to this day? Can you?
Absolutely. On YouTube, there's at least probably like 3-4. We had one, we did a freestyle over Motto, Drake's Motto.
Oh, yeah.
In the hood, that went crazy.
Real recognize real, so you disappear. Kill a rapper and take their career as a souvenir. See me, I'm a pioneer. I'll make your career disappear. Something you ain't never seen, like a premiere. Putting in work, so I pull my sleeves up. Heard you're an actor when you're just trying to get your scenes up. It ain't about my brother Chini when I make you seize up. Have you fallen like it's autumn time to clear the leaves up?
You know, because it was a weird one. So like, that was, being in that group was really my first taste of like, when I walk in the room or when I'm around people being like to me, "Oh, you're in that group, innit?" And me being like, "Wow, you know me?" Like,
people
what?
recognizing.
Yeah, people recognize me. I'll never forget one time I was walking home and like, I live in Tottenham, innit? So, hey, it's a little rough. So I'm walking home, someone in the hoods comes to me. Hey. I'm thinking,
oh no. Yeah, what entry from?
Turn around, man's going, "Hey, no, you're in F2D," and I was like, yeah, I am. That's me, bro. He was like, yeah, you know hard still. You know,
I rate your thing still.
I'm like, what? This is crazy. Like, thinking you're gonna get moved to your own ends, and man, I'm just like, yeah, I know your music. So that was the first time ever that it was like people are recognizing me for making music. And even though I kind of stepped away from it, like when I went to uni and stuff, you know, I just started lifing. I was studying and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I stepped away from it, whenever I would like just come back to the area or see people that I used to know from those times, they would always be like, "Yo, how's the music going?" That was the first question that they would always ask me. And so that kind of brought me back to it after university, being like, this is the thing that people know me for. Like, not only do I love it and it's always been a part of my life, but people ask me about it. And if people always ask me about it when they see me, that means like to them there was some value in that, or like that sounded good. Like, you never heard a dead rapper and said to them, "Yeah, you still doing music."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, why is that always what people say when they see me? "Oh, you're right, yeah, how's the music?" People remember this. So that kind of was like, yeah, brought back my love out of like coming back, seeing people and asking me about it and being like, people still care about this too. And then I was like, yeah, I got to kind of revamp. And it still kind of took me a long time, I feel like, but now I'm back. We're hitting, we're swinging.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Trying to let the people know.
I'm guessing, you know, this is just a guess. You know, when, you know, you decided to pick up the mic back again, was it during the COVID times or, you know?
Do you know what? During COVID, I was doing this thing on my Snapchat, where I was dropping remixes. Maybe I'll try to send you a clip so you can put it in.
Yeah.
I was dropping remixes of popular songs that were like COVID related. So like anything that was the hottest song up, I was just doing it for like my friends, people I knew, because it was just on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I was literally remixing any song that was out and just doing it about COVID. Like, we can't go inside of the shops, no toilet paper, it's a lot.
Hey.
Like, I was just doing all these remixes. So like that kind of playing around with it made me be like, nah, I really love this thing too much. And people are rating all the remix, and I was like, why am I not giving people my music? Then people start asking about it again. These are sick, but where's your music? And then you're like, yeah, I'm playing myself. And then one thing about me is I like to be self-sufficient. So like I said, when I was younger, I studied music production and all of that kind of stuff. So I know how to record. I know how to operate all the softwares. I worked in a studio for my work experience when I was in secondary school. Like, I'm very fluent across all of these types of software. So I really sat down and I thought to myself, well, really, it was my friend who was really pushing me. He was like, I'm going to buy you a microphone. That's what he said to me. He was like, I'm going to buy you a microphone. You need to start making music again. And I know that you know the software. So like, what are you playing with? I'm going to buy you the mic. And I was like, no, bro. Like, dude, chill. This guy used to say to me every week, have you got the mic yet? I was like, I'm going to order it. Have you got the mic? You got the mic? I was like, bro, chill out.
People checking for you, fam. This
is the same guy right now who I put down as the executive producer on all of my projects, because that's my boy.
Yeah,
I run all of my music by him, and not necessarily that he makes those decisions, but he's my soundboard. So like, you know, Drake has 40. He's not my 40, he's not my producer, but he's my guy. He's the guy who made me buy the microphone. He's the guy who was pushing me. He's like, what are we doing? Are you not dropping music? Are you not? Do you know what I mean? And if you have somebody like that in your corner, you have to value them, because it makes you realize your own worth sometimes. So you get me? I always love my boy for that. Shout out Mikhail, probably watching this. But yeah, get me? I always love him for that. So man was getting on my back. Where's the mic? When you get the mic? And then one day I just like, all right, bro, I ordered the mic. And then once I ordered the mic, I was just like, yeah, I've got it now. I've got no excuses.
Exactly.
Because just patting the rest of my setup, you know what I mean? Got the little box around the mic so we didn't get all the echoes and all that kind of stuff, the sound box. And then what I did was, I said, all right, I'm going to learn how to master the software that I have. And I took 2 weeks. The first week, I went on YouTube and I looked at everybody that was like mixing on this software and all the tips they were giving. And I was like writing down tips. Like, cool, you can do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And what I did was I built a recording template. So that first week, I said to myself, I'm going to spend like 20 minutes every day watching videos. 20 minutes every day for the whole week. Then the next week, I tried to use all of those notes to build out my template so that now when I record, the tracks are kind of already set up. So it's already kind of tuned to my voice, because you got to think, I'm just recording me. I sound the same all the time. So the presets that I can have on my song are pretty much the same, and I can mix out of that whether I want, you know, more echo, less echo, a different kind of vibe. I just took 2 weeks and dedicated myself to really becoming an engineer for my software. And then since then, now whenever I want to record, I just open it back up. I go to template, straight into the template, and it's kind of ready already as soon as I start rapping in the mic. Now it's crazy.
Yeah, because I hear you, you know, wanting to be sustainable, and, you know, I feel like, you know, me and you are similar in terms of, you know, if we're going to say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. We're not going to just say, yeah, I'm back on it, you know, I'm trying to do this, and people are still asking the same questions when you said you're going to do it, but you're actually doing it. And I hear that, you know, you want to do it yourself, but sometimes you just need help. Sometimes you just need support. Sometimes you need just a helping hand, just a piece of encouragement. Like, you know, whenever I release a video, or release a podcast, or, you know, send out my links to people, it's always nice hearing someone say, oh, yo, man, appreciate you, or keep it up. Because it gives you encouragement, gives you a boost, and gives you that extra energy to carry on and push on. So I wanted to talk about the A1 challenge.
Yeah, A1.
With Etta Bond. That's how I have found your page.
Look, it's me and Etta. She know him, but she want better. Now she taking off my sweater while I'm peeling off her leather. She wanna be freaky and I'ma let her talk her language like Rosetta. 2 tongue sliding, everything wet up. A1 day one, put it on a roster. Said there's plenty more fish in the sea. You know me and my head looking for the lobster. Serious, bougie taste, they call me picky. Take my time, I don't do cookies. I'm trying to get into something sticky. You know my pussy A1.
So how did that happen? Where did this come from?
How did it happen? It's really mad, because I actually sent my video for that before it was even a challenge. I was just sending it just to hope she sees it and sees the vibes. So she put up the instrumental, or she put up like a video where she was like, you know, I'm going to put up the instrumental. People can kind of do a little verse on it or whatever. and they just post it. But there wasn't really any challenge. There wasn't necessarily anything to win at the time. It was just kind of like, all right, people can just hop on this track. And I get that artists do it sometimes because, you know, it's more visibility if people are going to hop on your things, and then everybody just starts using the same hashtag. It gets your song to more people. So immediately, as someone who was a fan of the song already by itself, like it was just in my playlist, innit? So when I was just scrolling on Insta and I saw that, and I saw it like a few minutes after she posted it. So I thought to myself, I'm doing it. Like immediately I was like, I'm going to do it. So I was actually working at the time, and I know we're going to talk about the 9 to 5 later, and I was actually working at the time. I was sitting at my desk, scrolling, saw it, and then I was like, I'm going to do this straight away. Set up my stuff, set up my mic, set up my laptop, all that stuff. And then I was playing the beat, just rapping a little bit. I was kind of like freestyling in the flow. And then I was like, nah, this sounds kind of wavy. I wrote the bars, and they actually came out really quickly. You know, I tend to write fast, but they came out really quickly. And I was like, yeah, let's go. I want to do this now. I want to record it now on the microphone and mix it back down so that even when she sees the video, she hears the sound quality that in this amount of time I've gone, recorded it, mixed it back down and put it underneath the video. So I didn't just want to rap it in the video. I wanted it, again, you know, the idea of that self-sufficiency, giving quality, trying to stand out a little bit, because I'm thinking most people are probably just going to play it in the background and just rap in the video. So how am I gonna stand out?
Yeah.
And there ain't no competition yet. There ain't no nothing. I just want you to see it. I just want you to see it. Maybe put a like. Maybe say, hey, put a comment. So I can be like, all right, cool. You know, more people will know me. And so yeah, I submitted it early. And then I feel like maybe the amount of submission she was getting, or the amount of love it was getting, it was kind of like, all right, let's turn this into a challenge. And then that was when even more people started submitting it. And then she started kind of posting some of like her favorite ones.
Who was the first one? Were you the first one she posted?
I think I was in the first batch. I wasn't the first slide. I think I was like maybe the second or third slide. But I think I was in that first batch that she created, which I guess kind of makes sense because I was there from before it was a competition. So just in order that things were coming in, I guess I was kind of one of the earlier people. And I remember her posting that and me being like, I was going in my group chat with my friends. I'm like, guys, like, you know, I told you I was doing a thing. It's working. Like, she's reposted it. She's seen it. Not only has she seen it, but she's reposted it. So now her people have seen my thing. I know the people that follow her. You know, when you follow someone else, and it's like, oh, this person also follows that person. So like, there's loads of people I respect who follow her, who respect what she does. I respect what she does. So for her to post me was already like, yo. And then I'm looking through the comments later on, and I'm seeing loads of people like talking about my slide, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, it's whether it's like slide free, like, you know, people just comment. So I'm reading it, but I'm thinking to myself, I feel like there's a lot of people saying they like my thing, but I always have this kind of
imposter syndrome.
You know what I mean? A little bit, which is like, is it a majority of people who are saying they like my thing, or am I just reading it that way because I'm intently looking for my thing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I can tell you.
I need that balance.
I can tell you, it was definitely yours. It was so definitely yours. My boy's
saying to me as well, and he's like, nah, I'm looking at the comments, like, bad people are saying your thing. So I'm thinking, all right, cool, I'm not tweaking. And obviously I'm liking all of those comments, and some of those people are then coming to follow me or liking my other freestyles on my page. So for me, even if it went no further than that, it was just already a great experience. It was great promotion. It was a lovely thing to be a part of, like I said, because I like the song myself. It was just in my playlist. And then, then when she ended up turning it into a challenge, like I said, posting it up and all that stuff. And then one day she just DM'd me and then was like, would you be free on this day? That was what she said. And I swear to you, it was a work day, but I was just like, yes, for you, yes.
Yo,
it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I'm calling it sick. I'm saying I broke a leg. I'm there.
What needs to happen will be done. I'm going to be wherever you want me to be. I didn't even expect to get no DMs from you or nothing. So she's asked me, cool, you free this day? And I'm like, for you? Yeah. And then she hit me a couple days later, like, yeah, cool. So I want you to come to the studio. I'm actually going to turn the challenge into like, kind of like a group remix. So I'm going to pick some of my favorite people and then put you all on it. We'll come to the studio, record it together type thing. And I was like, yes, I'm there. And that was what we did.
What was that experience like? What was that experience going to the recording studio? Was she there?
Yeah. She was there. Raph was there. That's the guy who produced it. Produced a lot of stuff for her. Obviously, Broken Pen and V Love as well. Shout out to those two. It was a beautiful experience, to be honest, because, like I said, I'm self-sufficient. So a lot of the time I'm by myself. Like when I make my music, I'm by myself. And so sometimes as well, when I'm releasing my music, it's kind of like I'm letting a piece of me into the world, because I'm the mixer, I'm the master, I'm the sound engineer, I wrote it, I'm the everybody. So it's like, this is all me. Where this was like, I'm going into the studio, I've got Raph sitting there, so Raph's doing all the stuff, so I'm not sound engineer no more. Today I'm just the artist.
Were you tempted to ever go?
Artist as well. I'm here with other creative people, and that's a beautiful energy in a room. Like when you're by yourself and you're being creative, even when you come up with an idea, you're like, oh yeah, that's sick, but you're just by yourself. When you're in a room with other creative people, you just see like we are all so different, but we are also similar. The way you work is completely different to the way I work, different to the way that she works. Like when I went in the booth, the way that I told Raph to record me was based on how I record myself at home. And when I came out the booth, he was like, that was so efficient. Like he was like, I've never recorded someone like that easily, because I just rap my whole verse. I know some people do like drop-ins where, do the first bit and then like, or maybe the verse is too fast, so they need to drop in the second part. And like I said, I've always had this conscious mind of like, when I'm rapping, I want to be barring. So I want to be able to do it live. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, I grew up on Lord of the Mics, people just rapping hair. So if you can't rap it hair, what we really doing is part of my thing when I'm rapping. So I just said to him, I'm like, loop that part of the beat, loop where my verse is. I'm going to rap the verse like 5, 6, 7 times. 5, 6, 7 times. I'm just in the booth going.
First take, one take.
Yeah, it's me, it makes you what better. But I'm going again. And after the verse is done, it's looped. So then I get 2 minutes or like 10 seconds to breathe, and I go back in again. I'm just standing there rapping the same verse 6 or 7 times. Then I come out. It's done, because even if there was one where I messed up or one that sounds better, you just splice out and change the take instead of like recording and dropping it in and dropping it out. And then I do the same thing with the ad-libs, split that into 2 separate tracks, left and right to create space in the mix, main down the middle. We're done here.
Yeah, I'm done.
So he was like, that was the easiest recording session ever. Like we were asking him on the way out, like, who's your favorite person to record? Penn was asking him, cheeky Roken Penn, because he likes to win everything. They're competitive, isn't it? He was asking Raph, he was like, so who's the best to record? He was like, yeah, Simone just he was like, he said something weird that was like such a compliment to me. Yeah? He was like, I've never heard anyone that's just rapping like with the compressor built into their voice already.
That's good. That's good compliments.
That's such a compliment as a music artist who like understands what these things do to your voice. You know, the compressor, the reverb, the echo.
Yeah. So
like for someone to say I'm rapping like there's a preset on my voice already, the way it's coming out is just easy to mix and that. So I'm like, all right, again, like you said, it's that reinforcement, that encouragement you get from hearing people say like, oh yeah, that's really good. But it means even more when it's people who are in your field.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People who have got statistics, people who got things with other people. Like he just dropped a tune with Avellino the other day, a crazy tune that he produced for Avellino. So like Raph knows people. Raph knows music. Raph records a lot of people. So for you to say my voice is, I'm like, yeah. So it was a great experience. Just even the conversations we were having, being musical. There was points where we were like playing the piano and just freestyling. Like it was just a creative session. Like the juices were flowing, and yeah, man. Definitely built good connections out of that. And I've even seen Etta again since that, actually. Etta invited me to something like 2 weeks ago. I went out, we was doing shots. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's sick. Hey, connections,
crazy,
networking, get your face out there. You know, exactly. You never know, literally, you never know who might be watching, who might be listening. Someone might hit you up like I did in the DMs, just say, yo, I see your stuff, I rate it. Let's hump on the podcast and let's talk about it.
You never know. When you just being yourself, it's easy.
Exactly. I love that experience for you, because it just shows that, you know, if you're tuned in, if you've got talent, if you've got work ethic, you know, just take your shot, just shoot your shot, and you never know where you might might land.
Said I wake up every morning, pray to God that I'm fixing up. Hope I'm never slipping up. Hear the money calling, need my peace to start getting up. Feeling like I'm blessed, but it came with a bit of luck. Feeling like you stressed, then the tension starts to fill you up. Need an intermission, yeah, they ain't the same lane as us. Cut from different sticks, yeah, they're not the same range as us. They cop the pleas and top of teas, they're not hitting range with us. Keep